Hello guys, this is Usha Kiran and welcome to another book review. There actually have been some book reviews in this channel before, but it has been very long ago. So I wanted to revive that. Since the last week I've been reading some books and I thought we'll make a series on the books that I've read. And I'm going to start this series with William Golding's Lord of the Flies. So let's get on with the review. Before we begin the review, I just want to answer a simple question. Do I recommend this book? And the answer is obviously. If you're aware by now, the book that we are going to try and review is a classic. And we can't be at a point where, we can talk about the merits and demerits of a classic. So let's say this is not a review. This is more like me sharing my experience reading Lord of the Flies. Important note, I don't want to spoil the story of this novel, but I think that most of the people who are going to pick up this book anyways, they'll be aware that this is a book about a bunch of kids who are stranded on an island and the series of events that happen after that. So yeah, how was the book? So if I had to start talking about the book, the first thing I want to establish is the writing style. So William Golding's writing style is obviously exclusive, it's fantastic, but one of the marked things that I've seen in his writing style is the kind of descriptions he gives. I think because this book is written in the 1940s, I believe, there is an influence of cinema. I can see that because all his descriptions are kind of filmy. For example, there is a vivid description of a sweat drop on a conch. So on a seashell, a wet drop comes and the sunlight hits it. There are a lot of descriptions. If you are new to reading, you might find these descriptions a little bit cumbersome. So I might be called crazy in suggesting this, but what I suggest is, at least that's what I did, is you read the entire story before you start reading the novel itself. So once you know the basic crux of the entire story, believe me, you'll start enjoying. Rather than, going through a forest of these descriptions and trying to figure out what the story is actually. You can rather know the story and enjoy these descriptions and, live in the world of the novel. Rather than trying to sift through meaning and, getting by the novel. So how do I feel about reading this novel? See, in order to make you understand that, let me just digress into something that I had a similar reaction to. There's this show called Family Man on Amazon Prime, and in that show there's a scene where a child is left unsupervised with a gun at home. And when he takes the gun and plays with it, we as the viewers, at least I as a viewer, got very much tense up because we are dreading that he might shoot himself or do something worse with the gun. Having that kind of pressure is kind of harrowing, and I found the similar experiences with this novel because we see kids do things that kids wouldn't normally do. I think the kind of emotions that this story puts you through reading this novel is going to give you a very new perspective. Regarding the themes of this novel, there are a zillion papers on the internet and thousands of theses already done. But to be simple and define it in a very brief statement, I would say that this is an allegory, much like George Orwell's Animal Farm, and it juxtaposes a society with the children on the island. The point that I want to make is that you relate. You will relate with one of the characters. For example, I related myself with Piggy. Some might relate themselves with Simon, some might relate themselves with Ralph. But the thing is, once you relate to the character and you see those actions, you kind of end up admiring William Golding because the way he portrays children in this novel. Even after all these decades, if we look at children in our surroundings, we find that they act exactly the way they act on the novel. So this kind of portrayal brings a universality to this novel. And even if it belongs to a certain age, I think that if you read it, you'll feel as if it is timeless. And I feel that as a reader, you will find yourself relating to the content more than what you expect. All in all, Lord of the Flies is a breeze of a read. It's not too cumbersome, it's not too long, it's about 50 to 60,000 words. And by the end of it, you find that even if there are vivid descriptions, the language is a bit smooth, it's good, and it's not too complicated. So yeah, these are my thoughts on William Golding's Lord of the Flies, and I would love to see your thoughts written in the comments below, and I'd be definitely replying to all your comments. And I'll be coming out with hopefully better video quality and better reviews. And stay tuned. Thank you for watching.